Does your child have challenges with these type of sentence? Hi, welcome. My name is Jasmine, and today I want to share with you how I help my kids how to memorize a lot of language rules, and one of them was the simple, compound, and complex. Does your child have difficulties with these sentences? Does your children have difficulty memorizing all the rules? Well, my kids do too. So today I want to share with you how I help my kids how to memorize these rules for these three type of sentence. Remember, it's just the basic. By all means, I'm not a professional, but I just wanted to share with you how I helped my kids with this struggling phase of these sentence. So last year, when my son was in sixth grade, when my child was in sixth grade, he was struggling with these sentences, how to memorize which one was simple and what was the difference between simple and complex and compound. So what I did is I came up with a color code system where they were able to remember what and where went where. Okay, so bear with me. So up here I have the colors. I have purple, green, brown, and orange. And they know that purple represents subject, or what we're talking about. Green represents predicate, who the sentence is about. They know that brown represents, and I have a little comma and conjunction. And then orange represents to them subordinate conjunctions. So let's start out with this one. I have simple sentence right here. So one of my children was having difficulty where in the diagramming goes what. So what I did is I changed it to color coding with the colors that I showed you. Now you can do it with different colors and the color of your preference. So I chose purple and green. That's just random colors. For example, we have this sentence. It says, ostriches can kick to defend themselves. Who are we talking about? We're talking about ostriches. We know that our subject goes here. Can kick to defend themselves. Now, what does the ostrich do? What does the ostrich do? The ostrich kick. If your child hasn't learned state of being verbs and helping verbs, that they also go with the predicate or the predicate line, can kick. So what it does with the color coding is that they're able to remember that very simple, one purple, one green, one subject, one predicate. Compound is a little bit more trickier because further on there's a lot of type of sentence. There is compound subject, compound predicate, and compound subject and predicate, and then compound subject and compound sentence. There's a lot of things, and I'm just myself learning, but I just wanted to kind of share with you how my kids was able to, okay, this is a simple, this is complex. So on this compound sentence, basically what it is that it has two subjects and two predicates, but there's a division, or it's divided, and it's divided with a conjunction word, and our conjunction words are and. What are our conjunctions, guys?
As, but, and.
No, and,
but, and or. Yeah.
Okay. So our conjunctions, we know that are but, and or. Those are common ones that they have to memorize. They know that they're brown. So on a compound sentence, what they do is try to look for that comma and but and or. And on this sentence, it says not only do bees produce honey, but they also pollinate flowers. Remember, don't get confused with that just but or and without a comma. So we know that it has a comma and a but. It has a conjunction. So this is two sentences in one. So now they have to figure out where is our subject on the first one. So they already divided. They made that little division with that color brown. Brown represents our conjunctions, and here the colors again. And it says not only do bees produce honey, but in this sentence they have to figure out our purple. Where is our subject? Who are we talking about? So we're talking about bees. And what do bees do? What do they do? Well, they produce. We move on to the second one. I hope you're able to see it. On the second one, we're going to try. I made a mistake. It's green. Produce. Sorry. They also pollinate flowers. Who are we talking about on the second? We're talking about they. What do? They pollinate. So we have two purple, two subjects, two predicates, green, and we have a brown one that makes it a compound sentence. So now I'm going to show you how to help them memorize the complex. Complex is a little bit more complicated. Okay, so I have another sentence. This is a complex. So kids have a lot of more difficulty in the complex because, well, it's complicated. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be complicated. Now remember, before I continue, I want to let you know that if your child is struggling, do not throw everything all at once. If they're on that stage right now, when they're on those lessons, he wants to do the sentence. Where your child wants to learn all the rules of all those three sentences, because there's more. Start one at a time. Especially if your child is an ESL, English Second Language learner, then you want to do it slow, and then first introduce one thing until they get it or master it, and then introduce another. It's better to kind of slow down and not rush, and then child gets lost in the middle of those all of those lessons. Okay, so complex. Complex we have orange as a subordinating conjunction, and here's some of them. There's a lot more, but these are the most common ones that you normally use. There's after, although, as, because, before, if, since, though, unless, until, when, whenever, where, wherever, and while. Yeah, I gotta look through my book because I cannot remember every single one of them. But here is our sentence that we have. It says, making honey is a team effort since each bee has a specific job. So what I asked my child first is, do you see any subordinating conjunction? And they know that that is orange. So they go in there and try to see if they find first a conjunction or a subordinating conjunction. And they find that we have since right here. Because remember, when they're working with those type of sentences, they have to see if which is independent and where is dependent. And to do that, we drew an adult dependent with the suitcase. They remember that when they see a man with the suitcase, that's dependent, right? Because he depends on nobody else. And then for independent, they drew a little child holding a stick man, or a stick child holding a stick mom or dad's hand. They know that that's them. That's dependent. They depend on somebody else. So we have here our subordinating conjunction. It's orange. And now we have to find, knowing that we have a subordinating conjunction, now we can determine that it's a complex. And then the next step after that is determining, and I'm going to use another color for those. I'm going to use red. They have to determine which sentence is this sentence in red a dependent or independent. Is this sentence right here dependent or independent? And to figure that out, I tell them, okay, so where does since fall into? This sentence that I have, since each bee has a specific job. Well, that really doesn't make any sense because I have a subordinating conjunction. Since each bee has a specific job. What about it though? Since What about it? So once they figure out these colors, I know it might be a lot, but if you have any questions and I'm able to help you or kind of share what we have done here in class, I'm more than welcome to answer any questions or give out any sheets. I have a lot of stuff that I do get is from my homeschool textbooks. But this color coordinating, I got it from our actually teacher class, that he uses his dry erase markers to put the notes, and that was very interesting. And I've seen it in other things like in handwriting, and I said, let me try to implement it here. So kids can memorize things by seeing, especially if it's colors, because what is the first thing that they learn when they were little? Their colors in their alphabet, right? All right, so if you have any questions regarding this, you're more than welcome to inbox me and message me, mail me, I don't know, whatever you like. I hope I was able to explain myself, and if there's a doubt, you can go ahead and comment down below, and I'll try to be more specific on that detail. Obviously, I'm out of breath. I'm trying to hurry up. My kids are calm right now. They were calm. And, well, I hope this helps. Another marker down. My kids love markers. All right, so to help your child learn all this dependent clause and everything, I just want to read out something here that it's directly from my homeschool textbook, and it says to help them ESL learners help this independent and dependent clause. It says very simple. On a sentence strip or on the board, write dependent clause, subject, predicate. It cannot stand alone as a sentence. Independent clause, subject, predicate. It can stand as a sentence alone. And what is the subordinating conjunction? Is a connecting word. These are connecting words. So we go like this. This is a connecting word. Do you see a connecting word? All right. I hope this helps. I hope I can be able to help. And if you have some ideas, I would like for you to share them with me too, because being a homeschool mom of 6 kids at home, but 4 homeschoolers, can be a very challenge. And I would like to see all of your ideas, because this is how I come up with things and help them with all of the beautiful ideas that I see from you, and that I'm able to share with you, and that you can get some ideas from me too. So thank you, and bye.